Hello and welcome to another installment of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of January 21st, 2015, so let's get right into it. First up, we have Batman and Robin number 38, for those of you who have not read Batman and Robin 37, or Robin Rises Alpha. This is going to be a bit of a spoiler, so stop right now and skip this one. But Batman successfully recovered Damian's body from Acropolis and revived him with a Chaos Shard, and now Robin has superpowers. Damian, specifically. The Damian Robin. So, yeah. So I'm curious to see where this goes. Tomas has been doing an amazing job with Batman and Robin since it started with the New 52. So, yep, but Damian is back and powered up. So, check it out. Next up, we have Batman Eternal number 42. I'm really behind on the weeklies. Hopefully this weekend I'll be able to get caught up on them. My fiancee has a hair show she has to go to down south, and so I get to watch the kitties. But hopefully in the evenings after they're down to bed, I can just plop my ass in a chair and read some comic books, or plop my ass in a chair and catch up on some TV shows. So we'll see. But Batman Eternal number 42. Then next up we have Batman and Superman 18. If I'm bored, I'll read it. But I didn't get it because I read Batman and Superman or I care. I got it because it's a Jim Lee variant cover. So it's Flash variant month for DC, and Jim Lee did a cover for Batman and Superman 18. So I highly recommend you get down to your local shop and pick this up if you like Jim Lee. Just an awesome cover. So yeah, Jim Lee's art is amazing. But if I get bored, I'll read it. Otherwise, it's going in the covers only pile. Next up, we have Batwoman 38. I've been liking what Enrico's been doing on Batwoman. I believe Batwoman's getting... I think it's on the chopping block to be canceled. I don't remember, but I do believe so. So there's only a couple more issues left, and we will get to the Band-Aid months. But been enjoying Batwoman overall in the New 52, so curious to see how it ends. Next we have Earth 2 World's End number 16. Weekly behind. Hope to get caught up this weekend. Then next we have Fables 148. After this issue, only 2 more issues of Fables. Sad to see it go. It's been such a really great series overall. It has its ups, it has its downs, but I really enjoyed Fables and the Fables mythos. Ferris just ended. And that was a pretty good series, spin-off series from Fables. I did pick up that the Fables A Wolf Among Us, I believe, digital first. It was an okay first issue. I enjoyed it. It kind of harkened back to that first story arc with the kind of mystery stuff, so murder mystery stuff. So we'll see how that one pans out. If you've read the digital, drop me a comment and let me know how you've been liking it. But Fables 148. Next up we have number 1 from Valiant, Ivar Time Walker. Curious to see what it is. Curious to check it out. So we'll see how it goes. Valiant's been overall a really solid company with really solid titles. Only a few titles of Valiant's I've read I haven't really cared for. But we'll see how Ivar Time Walker does. Then next up we have Justice League number 38. Apparently Batman has superpowers now. Like father like son, or like son like father, I don't know, but I haven't read issue 37, so that's on my stack of stuff, small stack of stuff that I need to get caught up with, just the reading stuff, or my pull list stuff. But yeah, Justice League 38. Then next up we have New 52 Future's End number 38. Hopefully get caught up with something this weekend. Next up we have Trinity of Sin number 4. For the most part this book's been good, okay. I like seeing Pandora, Question, and the Phantom Stranger, so this book gives me all 3 of those characters, so we'll see where this goes. Then finally on my pull list we have The Valiant number 2. I read number 1, enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to reading number 2. But interesting cover stock on this, is a little thicker than normal cover stock, which I actually really like. So I kind of hope Valiant sticks with it. Maybe even transfers this over to their other titles, but it's a good solid, feels like a good solid book. I mean, this is has some weight to it. So that was my pull list. Those are the titles that I purchased for my collection that I'm going to read. And then now up we have the wonderful read list. Titles that I'm reading to keep caught up on certain things that I'm enjoying, certain things that I'm checking out. So part 5 is up for Spider-Verse in the Amazing Spider-Man number 13. Overall, Spider-Verse, I mean, people who really like Spider-Man, really like Peter Parker and stuff, are probably really enjoying the series. To me, it's very confusing in the sense that there's a lot of tie-in issues, a lot of things that take place in other books, and there's so many titles spinning out of this that, it's kind of just a lot to take in. I know there was an issue last week of one of the tie-ins that said every Spider-Man in this issue, and it didn't have every Spider-Man in the issue. It had like a couple stories about a couple variant Spider-Man. So we'll see. Overall, it's okay, but we'll see where it goes. But Amazing Spider-Man 13. The next up, we have a title that necessarily didn't have a name change, but just added something to its name, so now it's a different title, which is the Autumn Lands Tooth and Claw number 3. I read the first two issues of this series when it was Tooth and Claw. They were okay, so I'm going to check out issue 3, see where it goes. But this is Kurt Busiek's title, so we'll see. Next up, we have another Marvel renumbering, back to the original numbering, because it's very, very important to hit milestone numbers for some. Whatever. It's Fantastic Four number 642. So I believe we skipped from 13 to 642. James Rome's been doing an okay job with the book. It's been enjoyable enough. The end is coming for Fantastic Four, thanks to all the illegal movie bullshit. But we'll see. Guardians of the Galaxy number 23 came out today. Again, Guardians, I'm reading it. It's okay. The concepts that are going on in it are not bad. I'm enjoying them. But for the most part, the writing is just not grabbing me. Maybe it's because I'm not a big Bendis fan. But I mean, we'll see where it goes. But Guardians of the Galaxy 23. Next up, we have Brian Wood's take on Moon Knight number 11. The Moon Knight series, I think, I keep reading it, kind of trying to get a feel for what it wants to do, but it gives interesting enough vignette stories that it keeps me interesting, but nothing really overarching that's interesting. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep this on my read list, but we'll see. Next up, we have a title that I dropped from my read list, but I'm picking back up because the artwork seems a little bit better, so I'm curious to see if the writing is somewhat similar or the story's gotten a little better. But that's Rocket Raccoon number 7. So yeah, we'll see if I keep reading Rocket Raccoon after this or if I'm done again. But I'm giving it another try, mainly because the art is a little bit better in this book now, in my opinion. So next up, we have in number 2 of Rumble. I read issue 1, interesting enough to get me to read issue 2. Hopefully issue 2 keeps me interested enough to read issue 3. But don't really know what's going on in the book, except that a scarecrow wielding a sword is there, and there was something in a bar and other stuff, so we'll see. Next up, we have Superior Iron Man number 4. Number 3 was kind of I wasn't really sure if I was going to pick this up, but I'm curious to see what the heck's going on, because I don't know what they're talking about with it. Tony Stark, it's not. I don't know. We'll see. Apparently, he kicks Daredevil's ass and makes him, something he can put his feet up on. I don't know, but we'll see. But Superior Iron Man number 4. Next up, we have a title that's actually surprised me a lot, in the fact that I've enjoyed it so much, and with the creative team that's on it. But is Wonder Woman number 38. Since the Finches took over. And the artwork's, David Finch. It's okay. There's points where it's like, you can tell it's rushed. I mean, but for the most part, I like David Finch's artwork. But the story's been really, really good. And if you haven't read issue 37, I'm sorry, skip ahead because I'm gonna spoil something. It appears that Donna Troy is coming back into the New 52. So we'll see how that unravels in Wonder Woman. But Wonder Woman 38. So there are some titles that I was not able to pick up this week. Those titles include Black Widow number 14, Elektra number 10, Green Lantern New Guardians number 38, Legendary Star-Lord number 8, specifically Legendary Star-Lord 6 and 7 didn't really, it was like date issues, and I'm gonna save my boyfriend, and Legendary Star-Lord had a nice start to it, but I'm not sure where it's really wanting to go. The stuff that's coming up with, I think, the Black Vortex, I'm going to at least read through, so we'll see. Then next up we have a new number 1 from Image, which is Reign, R-E-Y-N. We only got like 2 copies of it. I'll check it out, see if we have any left, but Reign number 1 came out. Justin Jordan's Spread number 5 came out. I actually read that in the shop before I left, and I enjoy it for the most part. It's definitely a book that I mean, the last issue was out in November, so it's been a little bit since I've read Spread, but for the most part it's good. I enjoy it enough to keep going with it. And then last up on the read list, we actually didn't have any shelf copies of this book, but it's the last book of the miniseries, so I'm not too bummed out because I have a date for the hardcover, and I'll give you that in a second. But it's Wild Blue Yonder number 6. I really enjoyed this title as it came out. The last one came out in July, so it's been a little delayed. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing it, or seeing how it ends. If I get a chance to read the issue 6, I will. Otherwise, the hardcover edition comes out on February 18th, so I'll definitely be picking that one up and giving it a good check out. So that's it for my pull list this week. Yeah, it was kind of a tiny week this week, which makes me a little fearful for the next few weeks of January, because that could mean that we have a whole bunch of titles coming out towards the end of the month. So we'll see. Marvel did have their announcement, big announcement today, that they announced that they were having an announcement the other day. And from what I gather from talking to Ryan, I haven't actually looked at any articles on it. I just haven't had time. But it seems like they're going to combine the current Marvel Universe and the Ultimate Marvel Universe and other random Marvel Universe crap together and make one universe, which is basically what they should have been doing for a very long time. It's kind of trying to redo these things. It's Marvel's rejiggering, so to speak, of their universe, which I think is a good thing for them, but at the same time, it seems like it's coming off a lot of what's going on with the movie properties and the rights to the movies and all this stuff. So I'm curious to see how Marvel comes out of Secret Wars, which is their big event that's going to change the Marvel Universe. I'm in the back of my mind, I keep thinking that we're going to get this whole brand new Marvel Universe, and there's no longer going to be any mutants. Everyone's going to be an Inhuman. That were mutants. Inhumans might become something completely different, or just get blended together with mutants. But we'll see. So, yeah. But Marvel's, I mean, for me personally, Marvel has not been producing quality books. There are some really great titles in Marvel, like Thor's very, very good. I've really been enjoying Daredevil. Black Widow's fun. She-Hulk's fun. Silver Surfer is fun on some level. I'm not a big fan of the art, but that's just me. Star Wars was an amazing hit, especially from Jason Aaron, writing that and just getting a really good feel for it, which I'm hopefully going to be able to get a nice little Star Wars number 1 review up for you guys. I don't like doing them so close to it coming out, because I don't necessarily want to spoil things for people. I think about a week after is a good time to kind of give my personal take on it. I did talk a little bit about it on the Comic Conspiracy this week, so you can check out that episode. I believe it's 194, 193. I don't remember what we're on. We're in the high numbers. We're almost at 200. Yay, 200. So, but yeah, that's it for tonight. Go ahead and, like this, share this with people. I do appreciate when you do that. You can check me out also at on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. You can check that out at geekbox.net. I'm also on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager, so you can tweet at me. I did post a tweet about 10-20 minutes before recording this for questions, but people aren't always online, so you got no questions, but that's okay. Sometimes you might want to check if you do have a question, go ahead and shoot it at me, and I'll see if I can answer it either on Twitter or here on the pull list or some other random video if I get a chance. You can help support the Comic Conspiracy podcast and myself through Patreon. You can go to www.patreon.com/comicconspiracy, I believe. There'll be a link attached in the description and also on the check it out side. But yeah, so that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.